Imagine waking up tomorrow, picking up your phone and finding a message from your employer. Your position has been automated. Thank you for your service. No severance conversation. No transition period. No warning the week before. Just a notification. The same kind you get when a package is delivered, informing you that the role you have held for years no longer requires a human to perform it. That scenario sounds dramatic. Maybe it sounds like the opening of a dystopian film you would watch on a Friday night and mostly forget by Sunday. Except it is not a script. It is something that has already happened to real people, in real industries, in the last 2 years. Not in the millions, not yet, but in numbers significant enough that the people watching it happen from adjacent roles have started asking questions they were not asking 5 years ago. And the question is not simply, could my job disappear? The more uncomfortable version of that question is, if it did, what would replace it? And would I be capable of doing that instead? This video is about that question. Not the alarm bell version and not the dismissive technology creates more jobs than it destroys version either. The honest version, because the AI and work conversation deserves more than either panic or platitude. Here is what is actually happening and what it means for the people living through it. Welcome back to the channel, where we take the technology and economic shifts that are actually reshaping daily life and give them the depth they deserve. If you are here for clear thinking on where things are going and what to do about it, you are in the right place. Today we are talking about AI and the workforce, not in the abstract future tense, but in the present tense of what is already changing and the near future tense of what is coming next. Let's get into it. Why this time is genuinely different. Every generation has lived through technological change that disrupted the jobs of the generation before it. The Industrial Revolution eliminated entire categories of craft labor. The mechanization of agriculture displaced rural workforces on a massive scale. Computers automated paperwork and eliminated clerical positions that had employed millions of people. The internet wiped out business models that had operated profitably for decades. And every time, the same observation followed. Yes, those jobs disappeared, but new categories of work emerged that employed just as many people, if not more. The historical record broadly supports that observation. Technology has historically been net positive for employment over long enough time horizons. So the reasonable question is, why does the current moment feel different? Why is the anxiety around AI displacement qualitatively different from the anxiety that accompanied previous technological transitions? The speed problem. Even if you accept that previous technological transitions ultimately created as many jobs as they destroyed, there is a second problem with the AI moment that the historical analogy does not fully address. Speed. The Industrial Revolution unfolded over generations. The mechanization of agriculture happened over decades. Even the computerization of the economy, which eliminated millions of specific job categories, took long enough that educational systems, retraining programs, and natural workforce turnover had time to absorb much of the disruption. AI is moving on a different timeline. A language model that felt impressive in early 2023 felt limited by late 2023. Capabilities that seemed years away were available by the following quarter. Tools that cost hundreds of dollars per month to access are now free or nearly free at the consumer level. The pace of development is not slowing down. If anything, the rate of improvement is accelerating. This creates a gap that is worth naming directly. The speed at which AI capabilities are advancing versus the speed at which human workers can retrain, pivot, and adapt. Historically, those two speeds were close enough that the transition, while painful for many individuals, was manageable at the societal level. Right now, those speeds are diverging. Technology is outpacing adaptation, necessarily gone forever, but because the transition is happening faster than the support structures for managing it can respond. The jobs disappearing first. Let's be specific about which categories of work are most directly in the path of this transition, because the picture is more nuanced than the simple narrative of AI replaces low-skill work. The most immediately vulnerable category is routine-based work, jobs that follow a clear, repeatable set of rules regardless of whether those rules are simple or complex. Data entry is the obvious example, but the category extends further than most people realize. Basic bookkeeping, standard legal document review, scheduling and calendar management, Tier 1 customer service interactions that follow scripted resolution paths. AI handles these tasks with consistency, speed, and availability that human workers cannot match at comparable cost. These jobs are not disappearing tomorrow, but the trend line is clear. The more surprising vulnerability is at the mid-skill level. Paralegals whose work centers on document review and research, junior analysts whose primary function is organizing and summarizing data, entry-level content writers producing standard format copy, marketing assistants building reports from templates. People who assumed that their work was protected by its cognitive requirements are discovering that the protection was more conditional than they believed. The people who would have learned by doing those jobs do not get that opportunity. Where future mid-level and senior professionals in those fields come from becomes an open question that nobody has fully resolved: the illusion of safe jobs. For a long time, the common wisdom about AI and employment ran roughly like this: routine and manual work is at risk, but creative work, strategic thinking, and highly skilled professional roles are protected. The cognitive complexity of those jobs, the argument went, makes them substantially harder to automate. That assumption is being stress-tested in real time. AI systems can now generate original artwork that wins design competitions when the judges do not know the source. They write functional software applications from plain language descriptions. They produce video scripts, marketing campaigns, and business strategy documents that, while imperfect, are good enough for many practical purposes. They synthesize research across vast literatures in minutes. It needs to be good enough, fast enough, and cheap enough. For many businesses making procurement decisions, that threshold is already crossed for enough tasks that it is reshaping what they are willing to pay human workers to do. The new standard is not, can you do this better than AI? It is, can you do this more valuably than AI? Those are different questions. The second one is harder to answer and requires a more honest self-assessment of what specific value a given person brings that is genuinely difficult to approximate algorithmically, where humans still genuinely lead. This video is not a case for despair. There are real and durable areas where human capability has not been replicated by AI and where the gap is likely to persist for longer than the current pace of development might suggest. The first is meaning and genuine understanding. AI systems process patterns in data extraordinarily well. They do not understand meaning in the way humans do. The cultural context, the emotional weight, the difference between what something says and what it actually communicates. A human reading a memo can detect that the carefully chosen corporate language is covering for something the writer does not want to say directly. AI reads the words, humans read between them. The second is genuine originality. AI generates based on patterns in existing data. It recombines, interpolates, and extends. The truly new, the insight that breaks with the existing pattern entirely, the creative leap that changes the frame of a problem, still comes from human thinking. Every transformative idea in history came from a person who saw something in a different way from everyone who came before. That capacity does not come from training on past data. The third is human connection. In fields where the relationship between practitioner and client or student is itself part of the value, therapy, coaching, teaching, leadership, sales, healthcare, people are not simply consuming an output. The real divide: AI users versus non-AI users. Here is the frame that most accurately describes where competitive advantage is actually shifting. The headline, AI versus humans, is the wrong contest. The contest that is actually determining outcomes right now is humans who have learned to work effectively with AI tools versus humans who have not. Think about what this means practically. A designer who has learned to use AI generation tools for initial ideation can produce 10 times the volume of concepts in the same time as a designer who does not. A developer who uses AI coding assistants ships code faster, debugs more efficiently, and handles a broader range of tasks. A researcher who uses AI to process and synthesize literature can cover a field in days that previously took months. The underlying skill, design judgment, engineering knowledge, analytical rigor, still matters. In fact, it matters more because the person with better judgment using the same AI tools will produce substantially better outputs than the person with weaker judgment using the same tools. AI amplifies capability. It does not substitute for it, but the amplification is real, and it is large enough to create a meaningful productivity gap between people who embrace these tools and people who do not. This is not about enthusiasm for technology. It is about competitive reality. The person who produces more valuable work in less time is the one organizations want to employ and pay well. The bigger picture and what comes next. Step back from the individual level for a moment and the question gets larger and more complicated. If AI continues advancing at its current pace, the structural implications for how work is organized and how the value created by work is distributed are significant in ways that current policy frameworks are not fully equipped to handle. A world where fewer people are needed to produce the same or greater economic output is not inherently worse than the world we have now, but it requires answering questions about distribution, who captures the value that AI-enhanced productivity creates that are genuinely difficult and that societies have not yet seriously engaged with. What is certain is that the people and organizations that treat this transition as something happening to them rather than something they are actively navigating will have the worst experiences of it. If you are watching this and asking what the practical response looks like, here is the honest answer. Learn the tools now. Not when it feels urgent, not when your employer requires it, but now. Understanding how AI tools work, what they are reliably good at, where they fail, and how to direct them toward useful outputs is a skill that compounds. The earlier you develop it, the more advantage it gives you. Invest in the capabilities that are hardest to automate. Communication that genuinely connects. Creative thinking that produces real insight rather than competent recombination. The ability to understand and navigate complex human situations. Critical thinking that asks the right questions rather than efficiently answering the wrong ones. These are not soft skills. They are the skills that the most capable humans have always had and that AI currently cannot replicate. The ability to learn new tools and new approaches quickly is more durable than mastery of any particular tool. Invest in the capacity to adapt rather than in the current iteration of any specific skill. So, AI versus human workers. Who wins? The honest answer is that the question is not quite right. This is not a contest with a single outcome. It is a transformation of what work requires, what skills command value, and how productivity and its rewards are distributed. Within that transformation, some people will experience genuine disruption and real hardship. Others will find that the same tools creating disruption for some are creating opportunity for them. Entire industries will be restructured. New ones will emerge in ways that are currently impossible to predict with confidence. What will not work is treating the transformation as something that can be waited out or ignored. Technology transitions of this magnitude do not reverse. The question is not whether AI changes the nature of work. It already is. The question is whether you are engaged with that change or watching it happen from the outside. That is everything for today. If this gave you a clearer and more honest picture of what is actually happening with AI and the workforce, hit the like button. It helps the channel reach more people who want this kind of depth rather than just the alarm bell version or the dismissive nothing to worry about version. Drop your perspective in the comments. Are you seeing this shift in your own industry? Are you using AI tools already? And if so, how has it changed what you do? I genuinely want to know what the real-world version of this looks like across different fields. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you are not already. We will see you in the next one.